Welcome to Catfish Weekly. Tonight, fishing with the Chad. How you doing, buddy?
I am wonderful, Mr. Lyle. How are you,
Man,
sir?
I'm doing great. I am doing great. It's awesome to have you in here. We've been sitting here visiting about the mosquitoes chewing you up. I hope I don't pack you off before the night is through. But one thing that I wanted to mention was we have guests on our show, not every week, but a lot of the times. And to have a guest that go to all the trouble to have his hair done just to come on the show is pretty cool.
I wasn't going to show everybody just yet, but
Oh man, thank you for doing the show. I know we're going to have a lot of fun. You and I have been talking about a mutual friend of ours and all the trouble that he causes, and I thought, this might be a good time to kind of climb on him a little bit, and we'll see if anybody guess who it is.
oh, I bet they're probably going to go through quite a few names to figure out that one.
Yeah, all of one maybe.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of these mosquitoes that keep pestering me.
Yeah. Or flies. I have a couple of things I'd like to talk about, Chad, before we get started. Everybody that does a show pretty much has got a mutual guy that watches, nearly all of them. His name is Mike Sampson, and his mother has passed away. And if you guys would keep Mike in his thoughts and prayers, if you ever watch a live show, Mike will always be in the chat. He's a great guy to watch shows and always sends everybody great comments and stuff, and is extremely helpful with people trying to get things done and prizes and different things. And he's even went so far a couple of times as having hats made up and sent to us doing our shows with our names on them. So he's a great guy to be in to be in your show, watching it, and please keep Mike and his family in your thoughts and prayers.
Absolutely.
Another thing, Chad, I want to talk about tonight was I seen Catfish and Crappie done a chair review, and I didn't type all of it out in his comment section on his video, but we was at my granddaughter's birthday party Saturday. We drove up North Missouri, 3.5 hours to go up there to see her and then come back. But I told Cindy, I said, man, we got to get some chairs. We've been looking and just can't find any chairs that we want. And I actually sat in 3 different chairs that people had while we was at her outside birthday party trying to find a chair. Now, the one he done the review on today, which I thought he done a really good job.
Agree.
There was a guy up there that had one from Bass Pro Shop that was a fishing chair that looked just like that, except it said Bass Pro on it, and was a couple dollars higher than the one that he done the review on. I think they may probably be the same thing, but it was the most comfortable of the 3 that I sat in. I was impressed with it, and now that he's done that review and they got them at Walmart, I'll go see if they're the quality that one was from Bass Pro. We'll probably be having a couple of those because we do go different places and quite a bit, and I'm pretty sure that we have plenty of seats in the boat. But if you needed an extra seat, I think that would probably work out really well in a boat too.
I think so too. I mean, he talked about, I think it was 14-pound chair.
Yeah,
but that's very easy to carry on his back. He said that was 14 pounds with some good material.
Well, I would have to think so. Yeah. So one of the things that I tried to find, and you can find it, but you really have to pay for them, is the old aluminum ones that had the straps that crossed all the way through the seat in the back.
Yes.
You can't hardly find them anymore. And if you do, man, they hammer you on them. But them was good chairs. They lasted a long time. But if they was made today out of the square tubing instead of the old round conduit looking, they ought to be some great chairs.
There's an idea.
Yeah, I just don't know where that you would find those at. I see somebody in here was calling James Dockery Mister. You guys got to quit doing that.
Mr. Dockery.
One of these days it's going to pop. Katie will have a heck of a mess. Oh, the other thing I want to tell you about, Cindy come bringing mail back into me today. Chad, I got some Patriot catfish. Oh, the green ones don't show up. Patriot.
I was gonna say that's stealth fishing right there.
Yeah, man. These are awesome. Extremely well made. See that there? You don't see the green. It goes right through.
That's awesome.
That's what you do with the green screen. You can. Heck, man, that's pretty cool. He ought to sell these like this.
Can you imagine fishing with something like that right there? That's stealth fishing right there. They never see you coming.
Yeah, the lights on them are awesome. The man, I'm not a bobber fisher, but I'm going to be doing a video on these, and they really are just super well made with high quality stuff in them and great lights. So I'm pretty impressed with them. Even this one, glow in the dark, see through, pretty cool.
The only thing you'd see on that was the light coming.
Yeah, no kidding. These are the pink ones, and the light on them is, I didn't get it on, but they're awesome. Yeah. I don't know how well they show up.
Patriot does a really good job on those. I bought 2 sets of them.
Yep.
And used them a few times. I know 812's, he's put out some good videos with a few big flatties that he's caught.
Yeah, he's caught good fish here lately. James does a really bang-up job with those, and if you're interested in bobbers, give him a holler. You might want to keep your thoughts about old James, too, not just with Mike. James has got severe thunderstorms out his way, and I know that him and Dieter and JR and Jeff Manning and a whole bunch of them live right there real close together. So they're probably all out of electricity and having terrible thunderstorms. So hopefully they'll all be all right. Maybe some of them will get in here in a little bit and we'll get to visit with them. But, you know, storms are storms and Mother Nature can't be controlled.
That is true.
Yep, it is. Oh, by the way, I forgot. When you guys getting them bobbers, all this stuff comes with them. Kind of cool, man. They're just really neat. Great product. Chad, I watched you do a live show with a mutual friend of ours, and I use that term extremely loosely. And you guys really had...
Yeah, be careful with the terminology.
You guys had a bang-up time on there. I could tell that you all really enjoyed doing it. And extremely funny and entertaining. And even though you was doing it with James Dockery, I thought you all done a really good job.
I really carried the show, but I appreciate, all the kind words that you give me here. I didn't mean it. I'll be the guest that kills Lyle on a show. But we all knew it would be the mention of James Dockery that really did it. I have one thing to say before we get on that, Lyle.
Okay.
I see, Betty Jean's in here, Paul Meadow. I've seen James Dockery in here, all who have wrenches and are already failing to do my job. Guys, I really appreciate you showing the support to each other on the giving the links out. If anybody wants to do their own link and have one of the mods do that. Sorry to take over there, but when they're not showing the love, Lyle.
You are like Mike. I was talking about Mike Sampson earlier. You're another one. And there's a bunch of us that try to watch each other's show. Yeah. Chunky tries to watch everybody's. And there's Sonny Parker. Welcome, Sonny. Kevin tries to watch everybody's show. Muskrat watches. There's a bunch of people that we all kind of watch each other's shows, which makes it easier to drag people in that's maybe not heard of you or not aware that you're doing a show. And that makes it a really cool deal. But where did you come up with the idea, or whose idea was it to share all the links in chat to each other's shows?
I knew, people would post their own stuff and we would wait for people to approve it or something like that. Or occasionally people would, post somebody else's link, and I just got in the habit of, like you said, I try to support everybody. There's occasions where I'm a little busy and I can't, but if I'm in there, it's something I think we all need to do. There's some people that are really good about sharing to Facebook, or there's other things you kids use, like Instagram and the Twitter and all that kind of stuff. I'm not into all that. I keep it simple with Facebook, but just trying to share that love, and that's the community that what we have. Like you said, we have a close-knit group that does follow as much as they can.
Right.
and getting each other's name out there and supporting each other. That's why I started doing it, and I kind of became the link guy.
Well,
You know,
you do a bang up job with that, and I know that it's hard to keep up with, but I noticed you do it on every show. So, pardon me, that's outstanding.
Except for one, Patriot Catfishers of America will not make me a mod because he enjoys seeing James Dockery mute me for no reason.
James Dockery, you just got to watch that guy. There's something about him, and he's married to the sweetest lady that the world could ever want.
I can imagine she's the same.
How she tolerates him is way beyond me. It really is.
There are some true people that deserve sainthood, and I think she's one of them.
Absolutely, 100%. Absolutely. You know, I see my good friend is in here, Sonny Parker. Sonny recently found out that he had an added member to his family that he didn't know he'd had for years and years and years. And they all got together this past weekend or something and got to meet up. I'm thinking 30-year-old lady that they didn't know was in their family, It's a heck of a story. If you get a chance, run over to Sonny Parker's Facebook page and read about it. I knew about it before that he posted it on there, but to me it was an outstanding story, and I'm so happy for him and his family, and they're all coming together. There's a couple of them ladies in the pictures that look really alike. I'll leave it at this. They look close enough together that they could be sisters.
Really?
Yeah, it's
I'll
pretty
have to check that out. I was really worried, though. You were getting ready to say he was related to Dockery.
Oh.
I was going to send him some sympathy cards.
Oh man, but it's a great story, and Sonny's a great guy, and him and his wife and his kids, they're all excited about this, and I enjoyed reading what he posted up. Of course, like I say, he had told me about it before this happened, and if you get a chance, just run over to Sonny's Facebook page and read it. I promise you, it's very enjoyable.
Nice.
I see David Funk is in here tonight. Thank you, David, for joining the show. Setting hooks and crossing eyes. Great outdoors exploring. There's Chunky, Avid, Sonny. Let's see who else in here. Ohio Cat. Where did I miss it at? I covered it up. Ohio Cat Chasers. I got a message from him before the show started. Wanted to make sure we was on Monday nights. There's James Dockery Fishing. Kentucky Catman Outdoors, Quarantine Blues, Betty Jean Cross. Am I missing anybody? Mike Greenwell, Chunky Cats. The Ishcomers are in here. Great, outstanding. If we see some more of you guys in here, we'll touch base on it here in a little bit. We're so happy that you all joined the show. Bins and Finds. Muskrat Adventures. There's Nikki Ishcomer. Cindy said she was in here. I didn't see her, but I do now. That's awesome. They've been catching a lot of fish. They've been down on Wheeler Lake for quite a while, so I can only imagine the sunburns they got. There's if Dee's Fishing, it's with the Chad. I bet you know who that is.
She sounds familiar.
Yeah, I bet it does. There's Big Nasty. We got a bunch of them coming in tonight. That's what I say. There's a large group of people that follows each one of us as shows around, and it really makes it interesting. Like I say, especially with you sharing everybody's links, that really works out good. And I see that Kevin and
yep.
I thought somebody else was doing it a while ago too. So that's really cool. I think that's a worthwhile thing. So Chad, I know that before the show we was talking, and you told me that you fish out of a boat now. You got a boat last year. It was your first one. So you want to tell us a little bit about your equipment?
Yeah. Wife and I, I begged and begged we've been married for about 12 years now. I'm going on 12 years. And I've begged for about 12 years for a boat. And last year she said, let's go get you a boat. So I was already in the truck by the time she got, let's go get. We went up to Bass Pro Shop and was looking around and seeing a bunch of different ones. And I didn't know what I was wanting. I just knew I wanted a fishing boat, not anything specific. and ended up, we left and got about 2 miles away and turned around and went back and picked up this Tracker Pro Team 175. It's got a little 60 horse Mercury 4-stroke on it. And we was using it basically as a fishing for the family boat, right? Not anything specific like I am now, more so on the Catfish side. But then end up, I've made some modifications. I'm running monster rod holders. I built my own ladder or rod rack out of a ladder that goes on the back of a bed of a truck. Made my own live well for tournaments and stuff like that. So I'm kind of slowly making mods to it to make it more of a catfishing boat.
Awesome. Those are really good boats. I have a good friend of mine, Keith Atkins, that used to fish a lot of catfish tournaments, and him and I fished together a lot. Lives up in Ashland, Missouri. He bought one of those and had it for quite a while, and he loved his boat. And as things come up, he got rid of it. Now he's got a different boat, and they're fishing crappie tournaments. And to tell you the truth, he is burning them up. He was great to get rid of his old catfishing partner and get that crappie fishing partner, because they're in the top 2 or 3 in just about every tournament they go to, and I'm really proud of him. But he had one of those boats, and it was extremely nice, and it catfished really well. He had it below the Alton Dam on the Mississippi River in some tournaments down there years ago, and it done really good. So, good boat.
Yeah, they're nice boats.
Good boat.
And good job, Kevin. Appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You're
doing a great job keeping up on them links.
Doing a bang-up job. I know that James Smith and some of them guys out there are not in here. Like I said, hopefully that they're all doing okay, because I know that there's a huge storm going through out there, and some of them, and maybe all of them, are out of power. But you just never know when these storms go through and what's happening and all the stuff. So, what kind of rods and reels and stuff do you got?
All my catfishing rods are chubby fish, catfish pursuit rods.
Mm-hmm.
Met the owner end of last year, early this year, and he set me up with a set to go. I like to troll a lot for catfish when I can, so I like that same thing going across, so it's not different stiffnesses and stuff on those tips. So. You make me blush, Lyle.
Yeah, it just is.
Slowly getting up my reel game. I used to only have a handful of rods that I'd take to the river with me, my 10 and 12 foot surf rods. So that's why I'm trying to change over to my boat rods now. So I love Abu Garcia. Big 7,000 series fan. I like the bigger lines and stuff for our river. It's so rocky. But I do have a couple Pin Warfare reels that I'm not a huge fan of, but they work until I can get some more, the money for more from my sponsor. She's in the house, so she can't hit me with nothing right now.
I knew where he was going with that.
Yeah, I really do. I like the Abu Garcias. They're quality. I've had some for 20 years, and I've had other ones I bought that they don't even last a year, and it's not worth the money to me to pay even $60 when I can pay a little more and have something for 20.
I agree 100%. I've got some that I've had for a long time, and I remember Doc used to talk about, he takes his apart every spring, cleans them, repairs if there's anything that he finds that's weak in them or anything like that. But he's got some that's 20, 25 years old. And he used to say that if somebody was going to steal stuff from him, they weren't going to get no new stuff, because everything he had been around. But he took such good care of it, and like I say, serviced them every spring, and they was always taken care of, and that's what it takes to make them last. So,
I remember him talking about taking the parts, and he's got like a book he keeps on everything he's done, when he's got them, and all that kind of stuff. It's really neat.
And that's with everything he's got.
Yeah.
He does that with everything. When he sold his CR, I'm sure that the boys that bought it, and I know them very well, Tommy and Timmy, I'm sure they was impressed with the way Doc kept track of everything that ever been done to that boat, because I know that Lynn bought it for him new. And I promise you, anything that ever been done to that, he had a record of it.
Oh, I imagine.
Yep, he takes good care of everything that he's got, so that's really neat. There's fishing and stuff. Man, was I shocked the other night to see him on a live show. I understand why, because it's very important to see him talking to Chris, but he had made me a solemn promise, and that wasn't the case. But it's Keith, so you just kind of let it go. What a great channel that is. If you guys haven't seen that, go check it out. It is awesome.
It's one of my favorite is fishing and stuff. My wife.
Oh, fishing stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. My wife gets really excited whenever I turn a new video on from him.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of that stuff that I would never build or take the time to do, but there's a ton of people that does.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I don't have time to build a lot of that stuff, but it's cool that he takes the time to show people how to do it. And then if they want to save them a couple of bucks, and let's face it, some of the stuff that he makes is better than what you get out of a store.
Absolutely.
You know, so if you just pay attention to a little what he does, you can have some quality stuff at a fraction of the price that it would cost you. And today is right, Big Nasty.
Today. But yeah, it was really nice to see him and several of the others. You know, you kicked it off. She got Chunky in there, Luke Nichols, all those guys that was in there. That was a really, really good
I
show.
wasn't sure what was going on. When I got home, I turned my computer on and we unloaded a few things. I had brought back a grandson with me that we didn't know we was going to bring back for a day or so. And I walked in here and sat down to kind of take a break, and I read that, and I thought, oh, man, I hope this ain't over. And boom, I was in it, you know, just about quick, you know. So it kind of caught me off guard because I wasn't sure really what was going on. But he's been in the business a long time. I mean,
he's awesome.
Yeah, I made a lot of quality stuff and well deserved. It was a great time to watch that and be a part of it, and I was so thankful to get asked to do that.
Right.
All right. I don't see any. You guys got any questions for Chad? Now's a great time.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And I did see K&B Angler saying he's glad that I'm on the show because that means he won't get booted off. I think we have a few mods that might do my bidding tonight.
Was that K&B?
Yeah. Pop's in the house too.
Oh man, I got to tell you, those two are a hoot. I met them probably 2 or 3 years ago at the Catfish conference. It might have been, we didn't go last year. It might have been the year before, but anyhow, those two are a blast to be around, and I've watched them since they started. Everybody says, well, you don't comment on my stuff. You know, it doesn't mean I don't watch your videos. I watch a lot of videos and never make comments because I can't on every one of them. I just don't have time to do it. But those two, from the beginning of when they come on till they went through and got their boat, they done all of that stuff. And it's just been really cool to watch them two progress and Pop dancing on the front of the boat. And it's just been awesome. So I really enjoy seeing those guys grow, and I'm watching a few new guys now, and you'll see them grow, and we'll see how they work out, and I think it's great to see all these newcomers coming in. Oh, Keith, don't be sorry, man. You done a bang up job with Chris's deal on that show, and I know he appreciated it, and we all enjoyed it. I just had to rub you a little bit. I mean, rubbing's racing, dude. Never mind, K&B might have to go. I don't know. It's like he's sucking up to somebody all the time. Did you ever notice that?
Oh, Dockery? Yeah. I have you seen? Okay, you remember the Grinch, right? The cartoon.
Oh yeah.
The Grinch, right? When his heart grew like 20 sizes.
Yeah.
That's how Dockery's head is ever since he got that daggone cooler. Have you seen the size of it?
I got to tell you, you and I have talked about that cooler, and we was going to bid on it. And a guy that has got one of those that wouldn't let you and me bid on it to fight it out amongst us. One of the, you could have come up here and I'd have drove you up there to pick it up for you to outbid me. I would have been fine with that.
I know you're an outstanding guy.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? Guys are
right.
guys, and guys are going to do guy things. But James Dockery, he won't even have a part of letting us bid on it. He just no.
He straight goes to the word no.
He's like a little kid that's the first word he knows, and that's all he says. No.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it extremely difficult and selfish of him not to at least let us share that for a month or so at each one of our houses.
Would that be too much to ask?
Well, I don't think so.
Look at your kindness. You sent me jigs twice. Now, granted, it was a mental lapse, but
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, and you can't have them back because they're in my bag.
That's okay. I never want them back. Yeah, James is. Yeah, like we was talking earlier. Katie is a princess from way back, and to put up with him is unbelievable. But somebody's got to do it, and I'm glad it's her.
Yeah. I don't want to. I don't want to be. I
don't want to either. I really don't. So. Sonny Parker is another one that is kind of on James most of the time, especially if he's out live or something. Sonny, what does Sonny say in here? I see not the one that gives James a bad time on live feeds. Yeah, right. Yeah, but Sonny, he's kind of on James, and he kind of fits in with you and me. I might ought to have had him in here with us tonight, but I never thought of that until now. Kevin says, I have a question for Chad. Where does he get the motivation to help so many people out? He's got such a big heart. That's a really great compliment.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm always I want to help support anybody that I can. That's kind of why, James Dockery gives me grief because my last two tournaments, the wife, she caught all the fish on yesterday's tournament, and my buddy Ed on the week before. But it's more about just helping each other out, and I really, the more I've thought about that, it's more the way we grow as a community is to be supportive and help each other out. We're not going to agree with everything everybody says and does in videos or wherever, but for the most part, we have a common agreement of what we like, right? Whether it's mono or braid, there's a disagreement, but we still love fishing. It's what we like to do. And if you guys are going to, promote it well, I want to help promote people as well. I mean, that's that simple.
That's awesome. That's very well put. And it's really cool that everybody is, and I've noticed that in all of the shows that's going on right now, everybody is busting it to help the other guys out, whether it be you or me or James or James Smith or James Dockery or whoever it is. Everybody's trying to help each other out. And I'm not sure. I think it started out with the fact that everybody, to do certain things, you had to have 1,000 subscriptions.
Yeah.
What's going on now is beyond that. It doesn't matter if you've got 1 subscriber or 10,000 subscribers. If you're liked in the community, people are going to help you.
Absolutely.
I believe that. Now, like I say, I think it started out trying to get a bunch of guys to the 1,000, but I don't think that has much to do with it anymore. What do you think?
No, I mean, it's nice. We'll take credit for K&B. The only reason he's at 1,000, he got over that hump was because of me. Because he's been running his mouth a little bit here in chat. And so I will take those subs back, mister. But, Patriot James had a moment, right, where his viewers on his live stream kind of dipped just a little bit, and then it came right back up.
They do in the summer.
And I remember him making a comment on the show, right, of well, I wonder where everybody's at. And I made the comment, I think 2 or 3 times now, whether you reach one person or 10,000, you're touching somebody and making a difference in a positive way.
That's right.
And that's the goal.
Yep.
We all going to put out different videos of how we do different things. We're going to share different knowledges and stuff like that. If it helps somebody out, then it was worth it to me.
That's
so
right.
Keep doing it.
I agree 100%. Welcome, T-Med Alexander, to the show tonight. Catfish Headhunters, I'm not sure if we got him. Robert Rex Blocker Jr. Heck yeah, man. You know, I realize now that I have missed a great opportunity. As you and I was talking before the show, we sold our Lumacraft. We had some, with the COVID and all the stuff trying to go on, we had a little trouble with guys wanting to buy boats here early on. But as it turned out, people bought boats all year right on through this, so it didn't really matter. But we sold our Lumacraft, and we not sure when we're going to get the next one. So in the meantime, I'm getting my old boat ready to go, and I had a D&T Custom live well out of that, and I managed to get it in this old boat of ours, and my Catfish Weekly light up rod rack won't fit on the boat. It's too wide. So I put my Driftmaster rod rack back on it, but I should have went through and made videos of all the modifications I'm doing to get this thing ready. And I mean, I can still do some of them, but the cussing and discussing might not have been.
I wish I would have done it on when I did my ladder rack rod rack
opportunity, and I guess you probably did too then. But yeah, people enjoy seeing modifications and things like Keith does. And
he's actually where I get some of the ideas that I've done.
Oh yeah, I forget them, but I watch all of his stuff. I need to get. He needs to tell me how to build one that mounts on my garage door that would fold up, where I can put like 6 rods in each section down through there, where roll up and down and not fall out and tear them all up. I've got, I don't know, probably 30 in here or so, and 3 or 4 times that many out in the
trying to remember. Somebody,
thank you so much.
Very nice. Do you follow Keith's Fishing and Stuff DIY on Facebook? It might have been on there that I saw it. But basically, it was a horizontal on a garage door opener where they kept all the rods in it.
I've seen that. Up. I just thought Keith would come up with an idea. I'd use his.
No, you want Keith to make it for you.
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
Great, yeah. You know, Jeff Manning. Are you familiar with Jeff? He's been on our show a few times. He made a live well out of 3/4 inch PCB board. And if I didn't have my D&T, or it wouldn't have fit in this one, I had a truck toolbox in there, but it was too big. It's 24 by 24 by 60, and it's just carried too much water, too much weight for the back of that boat with the motor that I have on it. So I was thinking I would build one of those, but you know what? Chad, I can't do them angles and cut. I got a table saw, but I can't do what Jeff Manning does. It's going to happen, and I'm not going to buy that board and tear it up. It'd be easier for me to say, Jeff, make that, and we'll either ship it or I'll come get it. One thing I'm not, my dad was a carpenter. Cindy's dad was a carpenter. My brother does some amazing woodwork, and her brother, Freddie, was a great carpenter. But oh, wow, he ain't no carpenter. I can build a dog house, the dog won't sleep in it. So, you know, that's the truth. I not very well do with wood. Now, if you want a race car motor that'll run 200 mile an hour, I'm your guy. I can handle that. But I can't build a dog house. I can't build stuff out of wood. So just don't work out that way.
I've gotten better at it. I'm not great at it.
Yeah. Well, my brother, I'm getting older. My brother's 9 years older than I am. So when we live a long way apart, so we don't get to do the stuff that we used to do. But I used to call him up and he'd come out and he knew how to do stuff and we just put it together. But not anymore, So
Right.
it is what it is. But I see Jeff Manning is in the chat tonight. And Jeff, I got to tell you, we are really, really trying to put this deal together to make that tournament. Cindy has given me the go ahead, but we have a couple of things to iron out. And if we can do that, I think that would be a lot of fun. So hopefully we can get that done. I'm excited about that. I know it's a long drive out there, but I just think it would be so much fun to get out there and see all these people. Some of them I know and have met before. Some of them I've never met, but I just think it'd be a blast to go out there and try to hit that tournament.
Which tournament is that, Lyle? Is that the
Jeff? Type in, let us know what the name of your tournament is. But you have to catch a blue, a channel, and a flathead.
Yeah, that's the one Kevin's been teasing Patriot, I think, about, right? Did he whoop everybody in?
Yep. I just think that'd be a blast.
That would be fun.
Oh yeah. It would be a blast, and that'd be a road. That'd be like a vacation for us. So, Grand Slam tournament, yeah.
Grand Slam.
We've thought about that around here, 2 or 3 people, and I've just discussed it with them. And but the guys out here, they want to fish for a 3 or 5 fish limit, and I understand that. But if you could hit a channel, a blue, and a flathead, that's a 3 fish limit any way you cut it.
Right. I love the thought of it. I'd never heard of it until you guys started talking about it on some other channels. And everything here it's 5 fish limit. Yeah. 5 fish weigh in. We don't do 3.
Okay with that, but there is areas and where people do not have enough live well in their boats, or can't not even have enough boats for a live well that size. So I believe that there are tournaments that shouldn't be allowed to have 5 fish limits.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I like the way our tournaments are with the five fish weigh in. We're allowed our overs and unders and stuff like that. But I just think that the Grand Slam, the thought behind it, it's just a different kind of a challenge.
The concept.
We go out there trolling stuff.
Yep.
90% of our fish are blue bass.
Right. Yeah.
So it makes you change it up a little bit throughout the day to try to target those flatheads versus something else. Oh my God! You got to put up, brother, before something like that pops in.
Imagine myself sitting here looking out and going, oh my God, Chad's going to be on Catfish Weekly. And then I sit here and get insulted by Santa and the Jolly Red Giant all night. I mean, this was supposed to be about Chad, and all you guys want to do is talk trash about me because of my awesome bait cooler, which, by the way, Betty and your wife Dee are now at the top of the list. I'm saying.
They cut me in line.
So go ahead. What else you got to say?
I got to tell you, Sonny begged me to do it this way. Sonny Parker said you need to wait and roast him a little bit and then bring him into the show later. So, actually, no, he didn't.
We should have had Sonny, me, you, and Sonny.
Oh, yeah. Had I thought of it, I'd have brought Sonny in here with us. We could have really roasted him.
That's all we need is Sonny's little squeaker dogs. That's great. Thanks for all the love. But see,
you know what?
Go ahead.
We love you, or you wouldn't catch all this grief.
Hey, listen, I catch the same kind of crap from Katie, even when the camera's not on, and you guys aren't hamming it up. So my life is absolutely no different at all. And I would like to point out, I really don't think Dee lets Chad in the house. He has been on all these different shows, and every time it's been from outside. I don't know if it's that he's not housebroken or what the deal is, but here's sitting outside, reflecting the sun, heating the atmosphere. Look at you. Take your hat off, buddy.
Thank you, Ray Smith. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. You know, it could be that he's in the boat that I was in here a few weeks ago. Our heating and air conditioner went out, and we had to have a whole new heating and air conditioning system put in. And it'll make you pucker up a little bit, but when it works, it'll make you appreciate how great it is, too.
I am in somewhat of a similar situation there. Our central air is out, so we currently have window units in, and everywhere I could set up would be right next to one, and it would just be too loud. That's why I've been sitting outside.
Well, I have a window unit.
He prefers me outside.
Yeah, in the shop here where I'm at, there's a window unit, but Cindy toughed it out. She really did. She's a trooper, sitting there without any air conditioning, and we got it fixed. It's awesome. We can sleep at night, and it just worked out really well. James Dockery, you and Chad probably are as funny as any two guys that I can think of online. You guys just
look funny. We're gonna looking funny. Looking.
Right there.
But you guys hit it off really well. You get along really awesomely, and you're extremely entertaining. I enjoyed the show you all did the other night as much as about any online. And I've said for years, people, man, you got to watch that. If that's Summer Shine, we'd be in trouble.
See?
All right, Doc.
Stop doing that.
But, what I'm saying is I said for years that you don't have to catch a lot of fish. You don't have to be politically correct. What you have to be is entertaining to get people to watch you. What you guys did the other night was, I thought, for the first time, I thought it was extremely special and very entertainment value.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
When I did a live stream, and I thought, okay, I'm going to think about doing this live show, because there was actually a void. If Elstan didn't go live on Thursday night, which made everybody sad and depressed, all of us were lost. I mean, we didn't know what to do. We were talking to our spouses and our sponsors, whatever you want to call them today. And it was just, there was nothing there. So I got to thinking about it more and more and more. And then I thought, you know what? Chad is in the same boat. He's ugly as sin. No one really talks to him with the exception of being online. That way somebody, else is on there that can distract from my, awesomeness. And I would get Chad to be on there with me. And, I made sure to ask Dee, because let's be honest, I think she runs that household pretty much. We all know it.
She's a heck of a sponsor.
That's right. That's the correct answer. And he agreed to it. So, and that was our main thing. I want it to be fun. I don't want it to be politically correct. I don't want it to be, the seriousness of it. I want to be, Lyle, stop doing that. Both of you guys are going to blind your audience. But you just got to have fun with this. I mean, I'm not after, we're not after sponsors. I'm not after subs. I'm not after anything. Just to fill a void, and if Elstan or somebody was like, hey, I'm going to go live, at, 8:00 that night or whatever, you know what? More power to them. I mean, I'm going to go watch Elstan, 100% of the time versus Chad sitting in his, butt on a boat somewhere, not catching fish. So
I'm basically the James Dockery on a boat.
Hey,
yeah.
How many fish have I seen you catch this year live? None.
Because I'm a hell of a guy.
Yeah,
everybody else on the fish.
Told me he was trying not to rub it in on you.
Yeah. See, and I think I've got like 4 or 5 on live stream this year. So I'm not saying I'm better than you, just better than you.
Junior Parker.
So when Dockery went live and was talking about starting the Thursday night to try to fill that void, I'm sitting there going, man, that would be so awesome to be able to do that with him. Just to know that you could sit there and roast him for an hour every night. I almost paid him to be the co-host.
Really?
Did pay me.
Did pay?
Yeah.
Did pay? You got the check, huh?
Maybe
Right half of my jokes.
Maybe that was my way of getting the money to you so I could do it.
Yeah.
Hey, I got one of them.
Yeah.
Hey, I got this one. Y'all see my real tree? My real tree fishing hat?
Yeah. Here, we're just gonna put this right, just about like that. Right there. That way you can say it. I'd put it back on the bait cooler, but it's
Money maker for catfish and crappie for that hat would be to add a face mask to cover up your ugly mug, and he could probably make a fortune for people to pay for you to wear that.
and that is why they're having you work from home. Most places have already gone back, Chad. They still said, they're like, nope, we don't want Chad here at the office. He's bringing down morale, the whole 9 yards. Let's keep him at home.
My people would pay for me to let them stay at home forever, so they wouldn't have to see my face.
There we go.
I'm not going to disagree with you there.
Yeah, well,
now,
hey,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Do you guys have another date scheduled to do this again?
Yeah, I think it's your week this week.
My week this week.
Yep. What we're going to do is we're just going to alternate back and forth. 1 week.
If you haven't subbed.
Yep. If you haven't subbed to his channel, make sure you guys are subbing to his channel. And we're gonna have some guests on, stuff like that. I'd like to get you and Patriot James on together. I figured the grumpy old men versus the new cool guys. So I thought that would be an awesome show.
I'm pretty sure James would go for it, and damn well I'm in.
Yeah, and we want to get Betty Jean.
Yeah,
some of the other guys get Mark with Catfish and Crappie on there, just so that
Yeah, I'm thinking. Chad's really going to want that to happen.
Yeah, but I
can roast Mark right about now.
Why? I mean, Mark saw my awesome bait cooler and thought, what would look awesome on top of that? My hat. And he's right, Chad. It looks so good on top of that bait cooler. It really does.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
We've been talking about that bait cooler, and I know you've been listening.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yep. And I actually got something really cool planned in the works for that one.
So you're just going to send it on down to me?
I told you guys, Betty Jean and D are at the top of the list now. You two follow it.
Hey, you can put D on the top of that list.
That's a bunch of crapola right there now.
Sorry. That's just the way it is.
Takes it right down there to Chad, leaves me completely out in left field. I don't like that.
Yeah, but Lyle, you'll forget about this whole show by morning. So, I mean.
You would be surprised at how close to the truth that really is. Oh, man. Wowza.
Oh.
Let's see. We miss anything? I don't see any comments about you guys. I'm really surprised.
Yeah, but what's more to say? You guys have been spending the last 45 minutes roasting me, and they give me like 5 minutes to come in here and defend myself.
Well, we didn't want to take up the whole show with you. You're crying and whining about that bait tank.
Oh, see, look at that. Even D's like, you're not touching my bait cooler. Right.
We'll see about that, babe.
Yep.
Now, does that mean that if it does ever make it to Chad's house, that D's going to use it and Chad's not?
Let's be honest, that bait cooler's never leaving my house.
That's what I'm thinking.
Ever.
The only way it's ever going to leave there is if I ever make it up to BFE green top and find it when you're not home and reach in there and snatch it through the window or something, that'll be the only. And my God, if that thing ever come up missing, I'd.
You talk about somebody acting like a 4-year-old that's been told no. I will throw myself on the ground, kicking and screaming. I swear to God.
I was in Walmart the other day and I walked back I rarely go in their fishing compartment because there's never anything I want in it. But I walked through there the other day and there's one of them bait coolers full of worms. And I thought if I could tell them that this actually belongs to James Dockery and he's giving it to me, worms and all, I could just walk right out the door. But I didn't think I'd want to try that.
Just put you a mask on. You'll be all right. They won't be able to know who it was.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. Or put your regular work clothes on. Just go, hey, I'm Santa. This is, I'm running short on bait tanks this year, so I'm going to take this. The elves are protesting, so I got to do what I got to do.
Oh man!
Remember,
You're just bad.
This is your idea to bring me on the show tonight.
I know.
So
I know. I thought it'd be fun. In reality, it's not near as much fun as I thought it'd be.
Well, of course not, because Chad, he brought me on here to roast you.
How can you say that?
I have the screenshots of this. I'll send them to you.
You're trying to take credit for Lyle's stuff, huh?
Yeah.
K&B says, Lyle, having Ren and Snippy on the show tonight was a game changer.
That's right.
Thank you, K&B.
And for you younger folks, it's like cat dog.
Do what now?
I said for the younger generation, it's like cat dog.
I don't know what that is, but
that's why I said younger generation, Lyle. I didn't say senior citizens.
When you think cat dog, look at Dockery's beard. You got cat one on one side and dog on the other.
That's right. The short side of me coming out versus the what is still going on.
You guys notice one show with Dockery, how much more white hair I have in my beard.
I don't remember you having any before that.
I hate to tell you this. The other day when you were on the boat with Ed, it was all looking great, dude. It really was.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I thought, noticed that.
Chad's using Just for Men again. We all saw the pictures.
Catfish and Crappie said Beavis and Butthead. I need to know which way that's going to be, Catfish and Crappie. You need to let us know which one's what.
Doesn't matter. I'll own it.
Not really.
He's totally a Beavis.
Right.
Fishing and Stuff says Grand Slam. Oh, man.
Oh, by the way, I do have a couple of more people's shirts that I'm working on. I can't tell you about one of them because Chad is actually helping me on this. But whoever this shirt is for, everyone's going to love it except for them. They are going to be so irritated. Either they're going to love it or we're both going to come up missing.
Now, Chad, you remember what I told you before the show started? We was talking about dishing it out and taking it. That's just the way it works. If you can't take it, you shouldn't dish it out.
Oh, no. That's
the way it is. I just missed one here. If I can find it, that K&B says Dockery is Beavis.
That's fine.
He is totally a Beavis.
I'll be. That's right. I'll own it. I'll study on that. You watch.
Betty Jean Cross says James Dockery wants to know how much Chad has spent on plastic surgery.
Care to answer that one, Chad?
Here's the one I was looking for. Quarantine Blues made a comment that says 2.5 men. I'll let you two decide which one of you is the half a man.
Have you seen
I'm pretty sure I just got caught up in a fat joke right there.
They're all fat jokes, Chad. All of them. And if you guys have seen how short Lyle actually is in real life, he's the half man. Sorry.
Well, I'm taller than you.
You are not.
Taller than Katie.
There you go. I'll give you that much.
Yeah, but everybody is except Cindy.
Yeah. I mean, Chad's grass behind him is taller than Katie. So.
Well, yeah, maybe. Is she sitting there beside you?
No, she is not.
No, she's standing.
You're a lucky man.
I know. I asked her to do something back in the back of the house, and she was like, okay, and she just ran off. So she has no idea what's going on.
Well, she's liable to go back and rewatch this and take a baseball bat and beat on you a little bit, which if she does, I really
send her
hope that she would film it so we could all enjoy it.
Oh, I'm sure she would too.
I'd send her $2 if she'll film it.
I'll send her 2 more if she use one of them old time fishing rods.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've had them on the backs of my legs when I was a kid for playing in the water, and that's not
What
real.
you guys want? I'd probably get off on it. Just saying. I told you.
All right, what we got on for comments here?
Oh man.
Hey, have fun with life.
K and B says his sides are hurting. Hey, you know what, boys? If that's the case, we done all right tonight.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Mr. Gadget said he chipped in a few too. Oh, and Cindy says she's 5'1"1/4 inch.
5'1" 1/4 inch.
Yeah,
Throw that quarter in there.
she's
Yeah,
not going to miss any of it.
But now listen, all right, and I'm going to get Lyle in a bunch of trouble because, Lyle, I'm sorry, but I got to tell this story.
Yeah, I bet you are.
So Lyle or Cindy won some ice cream here, last year, wasn't it?
Yep.
She won all that ice cream?
Yep.
And
Her height in ice cream is worked out.
And because she's so small, they felt bad for her, and they wouldn't found the tallest employee they had working at the store that was over 6 foot, so that they could give her the 6 foot of ice
That's
cream.
correct.
So the guy was 4 foot taller than Cindy. It was sad. Lyle was sending me pictures. He was making fun of her. I was like, man, I got to get rid of this conversation quick before she finds out about it, because it was that would have been the end of Lyle altogether.
Oh,
it was
man,
horrible.
it was so funny. She won that. They had a TV deal or a radio station. I don't remember who it was. But anyhow, they come out with this brand of ice. It was really good. And then she was only 5 foot, so 1 1/4. They said, well, you can bring somebody down that's taller to get you some more ice cream. Well, in reality, that would have really been enough for us. But not being but a few inches taller than her, they let the tallest guy in the store come down there, and he was a little over 6 foot. And they stacked these half gallons of ice cream up until it was as tall as he was. And then we had to rush home to get them in the freezer before they thawed out. But that was a really cool promotion. It really was.
And I should say, Cindy, that story was told with nothing but love, because I really don't need 2 little people mad at me in my life. 2 little angry toddlers running around with baseball bats. It's a nightmare.
You better watch Santa bringing his angry elves.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, mercy, mercy, mercy. Yeah. Yeah, I just, like I say, I thought about James last minute. In fact, I'm not sure if the show had started when I sent you that or just getting ready to start. But the idea just come in my mind, and I thought, boy, it'd be a good time to get them both in there, and because we're going to light old James up a little bit, and he's going to want some revenge.
Oh, I would have taken it too. Trust me. And now it's not half as bad, because I mean, I can kind of split it between the 2 of you. If not, it would have all been Chad on his show this week.
Really?
So, oh yeah. I would have lit him up something fierce, just because you two.
You act like you're not going to anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not going to be as bad because I can say what I want. I'm not a fast typer, so all this would have taken me like 3 weeks to type out.
Yeah. Thank God for autocorrect and stuff. He can actually spell some of the words that he types.
Hey, at least I haven't insulted people in chat using autocorrect. Wasn't it Norm that did that, or was that you that did that?
No, that was in a group chat on Facebook, trying to help somebody out go with live on their very first stream ever.
And we'll say Norm auto-corrected calling this person stupid.
Oh, wow. Yes, Smith.
I'm sure it wasn't.
Right Fishing. Thank you guys for joining the show tonight.
Yeah. So, see, I'm dragging everybody. I mean, you all are coming down with me. That's just it. The show's gone downhill. You know, everybody's coming down with me.
Norm says that was me.
See? So we do pay attention to shows.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody does.
It's just not all the chat and stuff like that. So.
And they're stupid. I mean, Betty. I seen
So
asked a question real quick just about what my goal for my channel is. It's just to have fun, put out some stuff when I can, especially educational. But I've kind of gotten over to where it's a support channel. Whatever I can do to support other people and help other people. That's all my goal. I have no dreams of being the biggest YouTuber on the face of the planet, or passing. I mean, it won't take me all the way to right past James Dockery, so that won't take nothing.
So, Lyle, now that he can't really realize what he sounds like at the moment, he sounds like a steroid Mickey Mouse, doesn't he?
What happened to my sound?
You, something was just happened with your mic, and oh yeah,
you sound completely different.
See, look at that. That's bad. Not a good look for you, man. But none of that's a good look for you. So I don't know.
Chrissy Brown, Mr. Gadget, welcome to the show. You guys are getting in a little bit late. You've missed a lot of funny stuff. David Martin, how you doing? But it has been a riot tonight.
Yes, sir, it has. I've enjoyed it. Even when I wasn't in here. So
even what?
Even when I wasn't in here.
That's
you had to enjoy it when you wasn't in here because it was funny when you wasn't in here.
Oh yeah, now that I'm here to defend my honor.
Yeah, the only thing that been better is if I'd have thought about getting Sonny Parker in here too.
You should have drug Sonny in here.
I should have. I don't know if Sonny's working now or if he's off, but if he's
Sonny's
not working, I'm
off.
sure he would have jumped right in here. Stephen Meyer, hello, how are you? But yeah, Sonny would have been a great asset to this show for sure. Oh man. Bill of Rights, we had a discussion with a guy the other day and we was talking about where you was from. And I thought that it was from Oklahoma, and he thought that, and it was Patriot James, he thought you was from Texas. Let us know in chat where you are from so we can settle our dispute. There's Patriot James just joined chat. Glad to see you in here, James.
Mr. Smith.
There we go.
Hey, James.
Starting the Mr. stuff. When they call you Mr., I can almost see your head swell instantly.
It does. I have to adjust the little tab on the back of my hat.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I do.
Can you guys hear me better now?
Yes, sir.
Hey. Damn.
All right.
Yes.
What happened?
Good. I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I muted myself like James Dockery did on Wednesday night Patriot Catfishes of America show because he was a jerk and I was being nice to everybody except for him, and he got upset.
You mean except D? You were trash talking D, and I wasn't going to put up with it.
What?
Yeah.
I've never in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Except through her face.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that D would step in here and be on the show with Chad tonight, but he said the mosquitoes was so bad down there they chased her back to the house.
They did.
Well, if they bit Chad, they're dead now.
Well, they might be.
Probably.
Well, if that's the case, that's just that many less of them we got to worry about.
Uh-oh.
Come on over here. It'd be the prettiest thing on the screen, that's for sure. Well,
yeah.
Besides me.
Oh, see, she's gonna walk. She's walking back there to pick something up to smack him with now. Hit him with the chair.
And the Ginger, hi D.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
Good.
I thought you was going to let the mosquitoes run you off, and you was going to be up.
You might want to sit up here a little bit.
I thought you was just going to stay inside so mosquitoes wouldn't get you.
Yeah.
Give her 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Are
I'd
they
come
that
out and
bad?
say, Doctor, what was this he was saying? Because I've asked you multiple times and you won't say.
Where's your proof, mister? I've got screenshots and everything else.
D, I can't say here on live. This is a family show, so I mean, if you
He's
want
trying
to
to
take care
think
of
of an
this,
excuse, man.
if you want to take care of this off camera, I'll pay to watch it. I'm sure there's several of us that will.
Oh man,
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Mr. Petrie James, I think we need to switch who has a wrench and who doesn't on your show.
Don't you do it, James. He deserved it, and he knows what he did.
Ace Catfishing says Stephen
Thank you,
Meyer
Kevin.
is a half crazy catfishing brat of Ace Catfishing. Well, welcome anyhow. We want to have you in here.
Hey,
There you go, Chad's boss. Very nice.
Lyle, did you notice something?
What's
when
that?
he came out here, Chad sat back in his chair, kind of sat up a little bit, and really hadn't said too awful much. So what I'm saying earlier about, who the boss is, that right there. We have
Kind of tells the story. I mean, I don't know. But I'm glad you come and joined us, Pete. I thought you would be in there a little earlier. But I understand you wanting to wait till James come in there so we could all get on him at the same time,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Considering she did outfish him yesterday.
I'm not saying that
James has been scheming a lot behind my back.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But D, you're another one that even though Chad's in these shows and he's posting up all these links to everybody's things, you're in all these shows on every night that you guys are watching. You must be on a device and he's on a device, and I know James and Katie does the same thing. They'll both be watching the shows from each one from a different device, because who knows what everybody's using. No, you don't know if they're on a computer or on a phone or on a tablet or something that I never heard of anymore, But I don't do hardly anything on a phone, but most of my stuff is done on a computer. But yeah, it's awesome that you guys are family and you still watch the same thing, but you want to be able to make your own comments, so you watch on a different device.
Well, actually,
we have.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we have to make our own comments, because otherwise we get in more trouble.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably true.
Yeah.
That is true. So
we put it on the TV for the sound, and then we both use our phones to keep up with the chat. and Lyle, you're going to have to come up with what all these names of these new devices and stuff are if you're going to be delivering them every year. Now, we don't want the wrong present when we write you our list.
Oh, see what started
the wrong thing.
welcome to Catfish Weekly, Lyle.
Yeah, thank you for like I say, for years I've been dishing it out, so I can take it. It's not a big deal. It's all in good fun, and believe you me, nobody has any more fun with it than I do.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, and you make fun of me, I'll own it. I mean,
Yeah.
Katie was making fun of me one day, and she was like, "Oh, you're acting like a child." We were right in the middle of Walmart. I started acting like a child right in the middle of Walmart. She didn't take me back into Walmart for almost a month. I was
He won't even go with me to Walmart no more.
Or if I do, I walk a couple rows away from him.
I was running down the toy aisle, hitting all the buttons, and going, "I want this," and kept putting it in the cart. Oh yeah,
Chad,
he was
I could see
mad.
James laying in the floor like a little kid on his back, kicking and screaming.
I'll do it too. I will.
Oh man,
The best part is, my kids will do the same thing. My two oldest boys, they'll do it too. It'd be like, "Hey, your mom told you no." My oldest is like 22. He will drop to the ground, kicking and screaming right then and there. I just stand there like, "What you started, lady?" And Katie's just like, "What?"
oh man.
Because you grow mom ears after you put up with kids for so long. And block that out. Whatever.
Yeah, I think I told you guys about. I have an older brother, it's 9 years older than him, and we was really close for a long, long time. And now that we live far away, we don't visit as much and talk to each other like we used to. But we was Christmas shopping one day. Now this was 25 years ago, probably, and they'd come out with these electric toys for kids to ride around. They had a Bigfoot. You probably remember that. James, you probably do because you probably got grandkids that seen those.
Yep.
But anyhow, they had one on a shelf put together, but it wasn't up there where you could look at it or anything. So Mark and I, we grabbed that baby up, set her on the floor. It's got electricity in it. Old Lyle jumps on that baby and rides her through the store. I mean,
Listen, if they don't want us playing with those toys, they shouldn't put batteries in those things.
that's exactly right. And that was the first one of those that I'd ever seen. And needless to say, Mark bought him one, but it wasn't that one. It was a one in a box that had some old fat man hadn't been sitting on riding around, you know.
That man going, ho,
How about a
ho,
viral
ho.
video
Yeah.
right there? Nowadays, it's been all over.
You know, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
before cell phones and video cameras on phones and stuff like that. It was long before that.
Oh yeah, and that's most of the stuff that we've done in our younger days. You know, they didn't have cell phones and stuff. I mean,
Good thing.
most of the stuff the dumb stuff Lyle did, they barely even had electricity. So I mean, don't laugh, Chad.
Well, I don't ever remember living without electricity. I do remember living in a house when I was really young and didn't have indoor plumbing.
Yeah, no.
That's junk.
I also remember going to church when I was real little, and they didn't have indoor plumbing.
I was just about to wait for him to go, and we had to travel uphill both ways through the snow.
Nope.
Or a sleigh.
The only reason I ever walked to school was I was always kicked off the damn school bus. It wasn't because I had to. It was because the bus driver wouldn't tolerate it.
Doctor, couldn't you see Lyle passing the bus up on a sleigh? On Comet, on Cupid.
Not her own blessing.
Push his way down the Mississippi. Huck, hurry up. Come on, let's go. We're late for
man. We have a 14-year-old grandson, and he was probably, I don't know, 5 or 6, something like that at the time. And somebody got a Santa Claus suit, and I put it on and walked in, and it scared him so bad he was crying. And I felt so bad about that. I never done it again to any kid or any place else that had ever asked me about doing that, because I could see old Damien, he would just kick and scream and wouldn't let me touch him. I mean, it just petrified him. So I said that was enough of that.
You played the Krampus role. That's what it was.
The what?
The Krampus role.
What the hell's a Krampus?
Oh, you're gonna have to look that up. It's the evil
Yeah,
Santa.
yell like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Once you do a little bit of research on it, you'll understand.
It's
I
hard
mean-
enough for Riri to remember the Grinch.
It's kind of like that, but yeah, you still get the
Yeah,
white
fit
hair
that
and all.
too. Except you got more hair than a Grinch does.
Everybody's got more hair than I do. The only place I got hair is on top of my head.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not everybody.
Yeah, yeah,
I
we
bet
see it.
He's got a lot more hair than Chad does.
It's all up there, boys.
Yeah, man. I used to have long hair, but it was a long time ago.
See, you keep
They got
walking
something
right
to
into old jokes, Lyle.
What's that?
Said you keep walking right into these old jokes.
I don't mind. I lived them, man. I lived all them days. Lived all them days, man. It was fun too.
Once you get to a certain age, you don't care about old jokes.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we can
No.
become one.
What's that? What'd you say, Chad?
Oh, Chad's about to get beat on live stream.
He said
That's what
once
that's
you hit a certain age, you don't pay attention to them old jokes. I said, yeah, because you become one.
Yeah. She's gonna lay
Okay, youngin'.
on you in a minute. Ajax won't take off.
She gonna light him up. Everybody, make sure you screenshot the minute she starts beating on him.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to miss none of that.
That's gonna be Catfish Weekly's Christmas card this year. Merry Christmas. Chad takes one to the face.
You know, I could do two of them. Have one with Dee beating on Chad, and have one with your wife beating on you.
I just take and climb on top of the step ladder. She's not gonna touch me
You
up there.
could put an elf suit on, and she could put a big Santa Claus suit on and beat the crap out of you, and I'd use that for a holiday card anytime.
See, you keep joking about that. I'll dress up. I don't care.
I'm sure you will. but Katie might not.
Yeah, well, she's back in here now, so I have to actually kind of be good. So
I thought that you bought her a boat, a kayak. I thought you guys was going to kayak.
yeah, I can't get her in the kayak.
I don't
I
blame
can't.
her. I wouldn't get one.
No. What's that?
I don't blame her. I wouldn't get
Nothing.
one either.
Well, yeah, I take that back. She's got an inflatable boat. I told you about that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only boat that she's got.
Does she
So-
get it yet?
She did once, and that's when the wind caught her and took her all the way across.
I remember that. That was so funny. You was telling me
Yeah.
about that. Is
Yeah.
that on video by chance?
It's not, and I'm kicking myself because I mean, just watching her scoot across this lake at like 30 miles an hour, and oh yeah, I just stood there on the bank. I wasn't going to jump in I wanted to see where it ended up. She was mad.
Oh man, that would have been so funny if it had been on video.
Yeah,
Oh.
she was mad.
Yeah, I bet so.
Maybe.
Still funny. Katie can sit down there beside you and be in the show also.
She said
Yeah,
no.
Kate.
Come on, Katie.
She doesn't get that close to it anymore.
We had her on a little bit once, but she's a little bit shy. And
She doesn't,
Me too.
she doesn't like the camera,
no,
so
but that's
I
okay.
get her on every once in a while. So
You should feel very lucky that she takes you out and you get to go fishing, and she does a lot of the video for you.
she
And
does.
catch the fish, and that's awesome. And
Yep.
Jolene catches fish.
Oh yeah, yeah. Except for this year, I'm going to change things up. We usually at about October or so we start going after big carp. And usually I use like a small Snoopy pole or something like that to go after them. And this year I'm going to try hand lining them.
And line.
Yep. To work my way up. So
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Well, guys, we're running on about an hour and 20 minutes. It's been a lot of fun having you guys. Chad, thank you so much for joining the show and allowing me to bring your compadre in there with it. And Dee, I wish you to come in a little earlier. I know that those mosquitoes are terrible down there because Chad's told me they was eating you up. You went in the house early.
Yeah, I actually just told him. I said, "Okay, I think I'm about done."
Yeah.
I'm busy.
Well,
Nope.
Thank you for jumping in there with us for a little bit. Mr. Dockery, my hat's off to you, son. You guys are doing great things. Proud to call you my friend, and I hope Katie takes a baseball bat to you sometime later tonight.
yep. Hey, remember it's Chad's turn this week, so fishing with the Chad.
Yep. Fishing
on
with
his
the Chad, you guys are going to be on Thursday night. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thursday night,
Thursday night at 7?
8
7
Eastern,
Central.
7 Central.
Yep. We'll be looking forward to it. You guys are hilarious. Glad to see you in there doing things. Dee, try to keep him in line. Katie, I know you're listening. I know it's going to be impossible to keep James in line, but do your best. Thanks, everybody, for watching Catfish Weekly Night. We'll see you next Monday night right here.
See ya.
Thank you.